So the point of this video is to get my daughter to share her experience here in Japan, right, attending school. She's the only black girl at the school, right, the entire school population. She's the only black girl there. So we're going to get her perspective, right? She's 7, right? Her mom and I are black. We moved here from Canada as a family. I'll give you guys an update in terms of our experience as a family after 6+ years in Japan at a later date. But today we want to focus on my daughter's experience attending elementary school and also kindergarten in Japan. So my daughter's name is Tiffany. Tiffany, welcome to the video. All right, so I have some questions for you, okay? So just speak freely. It's just you and daddy talking, right? So the first one is, I want to ask you, like, what is it like going to school in Japan? Do you like it?
Well, I sort of do like it.
You said sorta. Like, what do you mean? You don't like some aspects of school here?
Not really. I pretty much like it a lot.
So before we go any further, I'm going to have my daughter read something for you guys. Her school is in Japanese, so she's going to regular public school here in Japan, right? Not an international school. So Tiffany, just read this. So every night Tiffany would read this after school. It's part of her homework, right? And what's the name of the book? So I wanted to read one section for the audience.
So the title is Fukinoto. Yoisho, yoisho, 重たいな竹やぶのそばの吹きの音です。雪の下に頭を出して雪をどくよと踏ん張っているところです。よいしょよいしょ、外が見たいな。ごめんねと雪が言いました。私も早く溶けて水になり遠くへ行って遊びたいけどと上を見上げます。竹やぶの陰になってお日様が当たらないと残念そうです。
Every night she would read this, right? For like reading practice. Tiffany, what's the main difference to you in terms of being at a yochen versus a shogako?
Well, the difference between shogako and yochen to me is like that when I start yochen, we're not really studying it a lot. It's like mostly playing and stuff.
Okay.
And for shogako, we start studying a lot.
Okay.
And
Which one do you prefer?
I think I prefer both.
Okay, so you like them both like equally then?
Yeah, because like I can do pool, shogako, other stuff like that, and I can play at yochen. So yeah, that's the difference to me.
So Tiffany right now is 7 years old. She started school when she was 4. So when she began, she never understood any Japanese really, right? So Tiffany, your mom has this question. She said, do you remember not understanding your teacher when you first started yochen? Do you remember that?
I think I didn't really understand much that the teacher was saying, but understood a little bit.
So how much do you understand right now at school?
Compared to yochen, I'm understanding a lot more of what the teacher is saying.
What about your friends?
It's good.
So you understand pretty much most things or everything or a little bit? Like, what do you understand?
Well, I understand most things, but not everything.
Yet. So what do you not understand? It's like some words, some phrases, what?
If there's anything that I didn't understand, I can't remember.
Okay. Okay, so how challenging do you find the process of learning Japanese? So do you find it hard?
As I start doing more and more kanji, it's like it's easy as hiragana to me.
Okay, cool. Was it hard to make friends?
Actually, when I started yochen, I think this girl named was my first friend.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you know the name of your first friend. Okay. So in shogako, like, was it hard to make friends in shogako?
Now that I'm in shogako, it's just a little bit harder.
Okay, but do you have friends in shogako? So what do you like about school?
I like that sometimes I get to make interesting art things. That's in art class. And sometimes the music, sometimes dance, other stuff like that. That's pretty much it.
How do you feel speaking 2 different languages, right? So Japanese at school and English at home. How do you feel about that?
I think it's kind of normal.
Okay, so the next one is, are you comfortable speaking Japanese at school?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so the next one is, do the kids or teachers make you feel different at school, or do they treat you like everyone else?
Well, not really the way that the teachers and the kids speak to me. Doesn't make me feel a certain way. It's sort of normal.
It's normal. Yeah? Okay, cool. That's good. So what's the hardest part about going to school? Maybe getting up early in the morning, or
That's exactly the thing.
So when my daughter started Shogako, right, she had like a few different challenges. So I'm going to talk about that. The first one was she had some issues with some kids in her class, and she wrote a letter detailing what transpired, presented the letter to her teacher, in Japanese, of course, and the teacher spoke to those kids, right? And from that issue was resolved. But I'm going to ask Tiffany about the first incident, and then we're going to progress to the second one as well. So how was that? Do you remember, Tiffany, when you were there and you wrote the letter? Tell us about that process. What happened?
Actually, when I wrote the letter to my teacher, actually, that was the second time that I think I did that. I think the last one I wrote was last year, and then the one I wrote this time is this year.
Okay, so what happened the first time? Why did you write the letter? Tell us about that.
Well, mostly it's because like those kids were bugging me a lot.
So like, what would, like, in what ways?
Well, I can't really remember about that, but all I can tell you is that they were bugging me a lot.
Okay, so when you wrote the letter and you presented it to the teacher, what did she do?
Well, I think that day she made the kid gather up and made me tell her about what they were doing.
And did they stop after that?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay, the second time when that happened, right? You wrote another letter. It was different kids this time around?
The second one I wrote was about
Okay. So it was about the boy, right? So this incident, of course, was resolved. Me and my wife and my daughter, we met with the mother and her son, spoke to them, and after that, it was resolved, right?
The time that we went to the school to talk about it was a thing about
Okay, so since we met with the parents and we went to school, is everything okay now at school? Do you still have like issues with kids at school sometimes?
Well, Ichinense, a lot of kids were bugging me, and in Ninense, well, they're not really bugging me anymore.
Okay, so bugging you was like touching your hair sometimes was one, and they told you to?
Yeah, they've totally stopped that now.
Okay, and what would they say? Like, do you remember anything that they said to you, like words or anything like that?
Since it was last year, I can't really remember anything.
Overall, you like school here, right? Do you like school here? Yes? Okay, so imagine that there's a little girl, right? And she's not in Japan yet, right? But her parents are going to move from their country and take her to Japan when she's maybe like 2 years old, right? Is there anything that you would tell that little girl to make it easier for her in school? Like some advice, like put your thinking cap on and you give some advice. Anything?
Nothing.
Nothing at all? Nothing? You have no advice?
No!
Oh, wow. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Tiffany's perspective, right? So she just gave her answers. If you guys have any specific questions, let me know in the comment section down below, because again, we're going to do a family update video in a little while. So if you ask the questions in the comment section down below, we can answer those in the family update video with my wife and my daughter as well, right? So we can get into those for you guys. So as you can see, overall, her experience here has been positive. She enjoys school. She likes going to school. There are certain things at school that she enjoys a lot. There were a few incidents, as we said in this video, and she spoke about it. She wrote about it. We went and met with the teacher. We met with a parent, and so far those things have been resolved, like touching off the hair. Just saying certain words like you said, like gaijin and stuff like that in Ichinense, right? Right, and that was resolved. They don't call you that anymore.
No.
Right? Okay, right? So it's like the more she goes in the higher in grade, it seems like these things are being resolved, and we're getting a better grasp and understanding as it relates to resolve any conflicts or anything that might arise at school. So far, Tiffany's cool. She's chilling. You know, you're just chilling, right? So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and remember to watch this channel for more videos like this. Until next time, bye for now.